Odifri Fernando Po eba ye na mpanyifo e de afem fidie mu omayam no feko ahondindro ahyemu ma enumre ububobia oda ona beye ode ochano pa benya hoden foforo asore akọ nwuma so special ice mineral water yinso ayetu abiribi ponim ani krogen na wotwe wiye ochina obehye fa awoho beba behye ye obekoso abadin to wedding yinso adebeso ma awoho special ice mineral water na wotwe wiye obekeka wonsase amekanfo need fufu need abenkwan e de amount san mako miensen e na so yasena no sia kasebo ye de ebeso mo
ensema eba no ebi ene se basa ekoso Palestine ne Gaza hye so enti omo ehia emwa ne Ghana ban de cocoa ano so 40 metric tons akoma amai
rekwa akopie me omrahye bedwafie eho ena ne mrahye bedwafie agia tum se aboso go fields omama omo enfie baako so omo fanya adwuma
na nsen tam na rawo sam kasiesie ewo bogu Savior Church asɔre no ebra womo ekonhyiamu ekwanhyia bai ema de hyia mabunu edunsia hwere omo nkwa enne masebjafo de yakɔ amarusiafo
soafo a ohwe nkato nsem so e de atodwa se enne ofo se ohwe na data ne ekɔ a enye teko so na emom ofo no na so ohwe ne yi
Bisia Bank of Ghana edema commercial banks no ehunsi ho wate so afi 28% about 25% na Ghana biadifo akasafa
ebeka kopie me okontri so eho na amanfo ho toto ahra ban se chips compound ya amanfo ko ho koje ayaresa ene ayarehwe no to apese inti aban emehwe ema omo
abutanfo we kan sama hodo ayesi nkonwa don hre baako ye de bedan mo akenkanfo ye me David ofori safo menwia
Kwame Owusu Adiomi
aveyebo era ensem no emo ena menteme ho ase basa ekoso ewo Palestine ena Gaza hye so ntino aman ahodo yi omo ehia moapa na wiase afana ma ahodo no guso eye omadoye oman Ghana nso Palestine man no ene yaye omadoye na cocoa metric tons no eye 40 aduanan ena Ghana yede akoma Palestine man no na Ghana mampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama
We're gathered here today not only to reaffirm our fraternal ties with Palestine, but to respond in a small yet heartfelt way to the humanitarian needs of the people of Gaza. The images and stories emerging from the conflict zones, particularly the suffering of innocent civilians, especially women and children, are heartbreaking. They are a painful reminder that behind every headline and every statistics, there are human lives, people who long for peace, dignity, and hope. In this regard, the government of Ghana is pleased to extend a humanitarian donation of about 40 metric tons of premium Ghana-made chocolate and cocoa-based products under the distinguished Golden Tree brand to the people of the state of Palestine. This donation is both symbolic and practical. It is symbolic because cocoa is one of Ghana's most treasured natural commodities. It represents a significant source of economic livelihood for millions of Ghanaian farmers and families and embodies our national values of resilience, warmth, and generosity. It is practical because cocoa is a powerful superfood. It is rich in antioxidants and vitamins. It supports the immune system. It promotes cardiovascular health and enhances brain function and emotional well-being. It is also a natural energy booster and a vital source of essential minerals, particularly from iron and magnesium, which are crucial for women and children's health. Cocoa has also been found beneficial in the management of hypertension. We sincerely hope that these cocoa products will provide comfort, nourishment, and a tangible expression of our solidarity to the families facing unimaginable hardship. Through this modest donation, we hope to offer you not just sustenance, but a symbol of our enduring friendship and our solidarity.
Your Excellency President, ladies and gentlemen, my people, our children, our women in Gaza and the West Bank, they cannot forget the support And all of us cannot imagine if our children, after close to 2 years now, did not have food, did not have water, don't have light, don't have medicine. If this chocolate arrived to Gaza, it will arrive. And our children only see the chocolate. You cannot imagine how much they will be happy. And you cannot imagine how much they will be more than happy when they eat it. And if there is some people think we have a new Middle East, yes, of course, we will have a new Middle East, but with the recognize of Palestine state. Thank you for you, President. Thank you to Ghana, and God bless you and bless Ghana. Thank you so much.
Yeto akase bono sa na ekopim e omrahye bidwafie eho ene nei omrahye bidwafo ekọ asetena no omaje atum se eye aboso gold mines omamo enfie bako se omofa enye adwuma ne nyina beto odwa abra soafa ono ene hwe nsase ene efamagudie ya oboade ede ache honorable Emmanuel Kofi Amaboa ede to omrahye bidwafo enim.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I move that motion number 9, page 3 of today's order paper, be rescinded. Honorable Speaker, the reason for that is that in the report it was very clear stated that Goldfield's 1-year lease that comes to an end in April should not be extended or transferred. Unfortunately, in the resolution, it was not captured. And we wanted to make sure that this earlier resolution is rescinded so that the new resolution will capture properly the report that was submitted to the House. I thank you.
Motion move and seconder.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I second the motion ably moved by the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. And in doing so, if you permit me, I'll add a few comments. We felt that these important understandings that came up during the negotiation must be captured in the resolution. We noticed that the 24th July resolution lacked these important decisions, and therefore the reason for the rescission of the original resolution and the call for a new resolution that will capture all the things that we want to be captured in the resolution as a decision of this House. I thank you very much.
I intend to put a question. As many as are in favor of the motion numbered item 9 at page 3 of today's order paper say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. Accordingly, the decision of the House on Thursday, 24th of July 2025, in respect of the resolution for the ratification of the mining lease agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, and Aboso Goldfields Limited, for the mining of gold at Damang in the Wasa West district of the Western region is accordingly rescinded.
Yegusua wo mrashe bedwam na nansen temo na bichi kese ebo man no se Savior Church asori kese no bra mabunu bi akonhia mu no wonsan ka omunchi nkokọ dwaso nkwantempo no so onkohia mu nkwanhia wuo ema mabunu edunsia efa mu hwere omo enkwa ti nem mrashe bedwam no mrashe bedwafo akasa na omde yakọ ama busua ni nyina.
so far no ene hwe nkitahude nsem so honorable Sam George ene wakasa akyeremu se amanfo esu kyere aban se nei data ewo mo phone so no oto kakra bia anasa otisika to data wo hwe phone so ba kope na data ni nyina asa aban e de ose eyoyo ehwe ma teko so no etete bo no so kama ekowi ase no na amanfo so eda so kem se data yi oto ya nasa nanso osofo yi ede abetu dwa se nhwehwemu a omaye no ekyere se enye teko so no na data no omode eje twamenebo na emom mo a mo use mo phone no na settings ni enkoyi enti wo hwe na o data san e phone so a osrew check o phone no na setting yi.
And let me make the point here that we are very well aware of the challenges of the networks relative to quality of service. And as I indicated in my last press briefing, we've given them the third quarter to implement and utilize the spectrum that has been made available to them. And subsequent to that, in Q4, we will begin rigorous enforcement of quality of service. We will not hesitate as a ministry to give policy direction to the regulator, the NCA, to impose very hefty fines on companies or mobile network operators who fail to meet their quality of service obligations. I would also segue here into the issue of that has become topical of data and data running faster and disappearing. Let me be clear. My fidelity and that of the ministry and the government of President Mahama is to the Ghanaian people. Our interest is the best interest of the Ghanaian people. However, these are technical issues that we would only be able to act on the basis of evidence and not sentiments. I have seen a number of complaints on social media, and I've set up a specialized task force at the NCA and at all the mobile network operators to deal with these complaints. Let me state on the record, every single one of the complaints that have been referred to the team have been investigated, and all of them have proven that it is user settings and user behaviors that have affected the use of their data, and that there has been no price tampering. Let me reiterate, I will not hesitate to deal decisively as minister with any telecom company that falters or alters the pricing that is approved by the NCA. But unless there is evidence of same, you cannot punish somebody just because people are making a claim that is not backed by the evidence. And I can show to the media today evidence, maybe in the Q&A, of some of these instances. In fact, the last one that was dealt with, that I got a report on this morning, the individual complained. I asked the NCA to reach out to him. For 48 hours, he did not respond. So I had to go back on X and retweet at him and say that we've been trying to reach out to you. When we did the investigation, it turned out that he actually handed his own device over to somebody, and when they did the record, they realized that the person used it to watch and stream videos, and that's how come the data he was expecting to keep. And I have evidence of this. I mean, and some of them, we've actually urged some of them to come out and do public sensitization. I'm sure you all saw the one by Mr. DKB, when he complained about his data, and subsequently he realized that it was from his own user behavior. But like I said, we will continue to deal with every single one that comes our way.
Yegusua was for Henkitahudi and some son Munyamfo Sam George. Nenkasa emu de etuja akyese abandada etwemu mekire MPP aban a na mampani nana dodanko akufuado ene Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eda no ochese o mapen so abefo kwan faso dinkita ho website TB IFL no ghana.gov womo edby na omo ba ya mo hwe nkrata mu no womo chese sika anase car oman no bon ho no enyagro na nyuma kokura womo ekreti sa accounts di ma Ghana no contract bia ni ho a anase nkrata bia no edi adanse se sa nyuma no ya mom contract so mo nya dwuma e ma oman Ghana.
The Ghana.gov platform has run under the previous administration of President Akufo-Addo without a contract. Millions of Ghana cedis, in fact, hundreds, tens of millions of Ghana cedis were paid every month to companies without a contract. We have put an end and a stop to that. Since President Mahama came into office, not a peswa has been paid on that because we cannot keep paying for a project that has no contract. The ministry has redesigned the project. We're going to launch it in Q4 of this year, working closely with the Ministry of Finance. We're currently at the Public Procurement Authority seeking clearance to proceed with a public tender to ensure that the best value for money is achieved for the Ghanaian people. The redesigned site will feature faster access, full Ghana card integration, an intuitive, streamlined interface tailored for both individuals and businesses, and will harmonize all of government's payment gateways and platforms into one portal.
Yada switching so afọ no na hwe nkita hude aso honorable Sam George wakasa achemu se company bi a ye from next generation infrastructure ya omo na hwe se Ghana ene ebenya 5G no omo dwumadie ne achedodo wabo omo kokko se so omo ahwe anye amma 5G entimi amba so a close bi a wo omo contract mu no omo behwe na omo twam afri ho.
NGIC and 5G. The NGIC, Next Generation Infrastructure Company, the exclusive shared neutral 4G, 5G infrastructure provider, is progressing steadily towards its target of activating 350 5G ready cell sites by the last quarter of 2025, with at least 50 live sites for 5G expected in Accra and Kumasi. As of today, NGIC has deployed 16 5G ready sites and received full NCA approval for its core network infrastructure. I've also indicated in my last briefing that failure by NGIC to roll out full commercial activities by end of Q4 this year will lead to me terminating the terms of that contract, taking away the exclusivity clause in there and opening it up for fresh negotiations.
Yet waka sebono eso Bosia Bank of Ghana edema commercial banks ahodo ewo o my Ghana mu ehunsi ho no wo de atudwa se o mateso enkane no na insuo of them no 28%. Se say the de about 25%. Ne senti UTV kase yeti si monten so ne Ghana adwadifo edi nkomo jiwa dwenkyere enso efa.
Bank of Ghana take interest rate but yande they say they won't so my interest rate na no old price and one ere almost by 40% and 35% and one almost my they say so there so much so there yen so expect your banks no say as a business person almost so my na yen so your judgment me there yen cause so say ne ma no obi aba almost at so ne boarding almost see at so ne boarding what I say enti e best almost say Bank of Ghana at so there almost so tis my yen so intimate tis my customers na judgment me there yen cause my President Mahama e pa cho ni diem ahon brasia so yenim say dey kan obeye papa ye tucha ma wate wo bo homode na mu ye srew say any bank for nkasa abochi for omo wa na giska no Bank of Ghana no e dey abegu bank won so kwa wunya abochi ko ya obema no eti bank ni dey pam cho dollar no monte so ma ene sefa ni la monte so ma ye expect say ye on be ye na ye so at least cheaper loans ne ye nya gigibi and we can't deny the fact that here in business, as in loans, any either transactions, any business. So it's and it's a positive, feedback on the mind. You understand? To whom much is given, much is expected. Say economists are banks, so you need to say definitely it will be reduced for us so that when we are paying, you need to be generous. We don't discourage people from coming to Abusukan. We encourage you, and the thing is, as the government is making an attempt to help us with all these things. It has to do with prices, dollar, whatever it is to bring things down. You understand? So if they should do it, we too, it encourages us. And there will be competition. That's why I tell people that yes, there will be competition and people will reduce and will be also forced to reduce. So what I say, 80, so definitely, yes, we are better so. And nobody can't just sit so. We are better so.
3% what is so no. Me no interview me mention say policy rate need to be by 25%. Bebo dwedi pa say na 28 what is so 3% that means e be ka sen and 25% mean say asema mo UT4 no mo adwuma mo ye no mpedifo no hwe mo omo hu say key point na mo ye de baaye you see na what is about form no let me be honest with you e be ma ukọ bank say ukọ loan na say be ye be reflect o interbanks no on a problem no now artist no say Bank of Ghana omo ye de omo direct my directive say, you see a bank bia or Ghana biano, policy rate above from by 3%. Inti interest rate is set at least a bit estimated by about 28%, and I say about 25% crapa, a bit more be a bit as loan. When you good news, it's Bank of Ghana, Dr. Siama, and my friend is Dr. Ato Forsen, the one more or money corner they see never call. Na say a very reflect up interbanks and on betting sustain India. I think say by 2026 budget be with November ni if you the no yeda yenda but no so nkyerɛ sɛ yeda yenda sɛ nkata ni menu nyinaa yɛm ba ko ɛyɛ de nkata na ba ko so bi
Ebusafo ebeda ne ye ho agye aboafo nkrato e fa edikan ye ba e de kasebo no beto amoso.
Omari share sama kwa baba UTV kasebo eso ye to ansem so mama.
Ye to akasebo no so ane kopiem ewo ye TUC church for penny aso ye Yera Joshua ansa na mo wabokoko a kire adwumayefo se ene sentawantawa esore ewo adwumamu a adwumayefo enhwe mmara ene ekwan a ewo adwumamu a ombetimi afaso ede aka asem no esa na mom memomo enkopiem court na sabre ye ombese court no enya de se eboa.
Employees who say money back. Until employees have their way. Negotiations crowd employees and leadership in the one they have their own way and do whatever they want. Number two, never be as leadership no. Some more active or some more kuma especially when say oh could be if you are buying home any employees who are say one thing near thing and them na and be very negative to the members. Master trade here and fan for so we are Emma nipa ebre hunu na to members no nti empese sa masotwon be ba entinam tu won for say be yakra won constitution no ana say conference we won resolve say free na eko wo bia obenya asem union no mu no yemfa union mechanism no enfon solve this say ya ye ekositire a yentumi yan wo hwe na ne say enkwan bi wo de beko be bia na ode akọ but ntisa no pagya asa na ode kokot dia o say e pam fi union no mu ya just won pay union no ye because in fear num ya bre
na port ho so no maritime industry na port ho no e se ho no dosu it is only nipa yes strong a won ye no nim for mawa won ye bi kra mo obi aka wasema ma nti e ma nipa no adwumafo no e won se bebre a won ye kanofo nti that how e buy ama adwumafo no puntu akofo ba nti enu ti na hwe ne adwumafo no se de ya solve problem na ye conference ya won ni agi dobre na wa bo ne chairman so abaso so juma ye dia ma won ni so dobre ene se de wo gira kwa fie nu impo ya mpada nti ni nyira ye anunyam shemai na ye de yakopan so ase se nipa bonifo kakra bi a omo kwan ma nipa bi yusu won for sane man omo nja kwan se ku yakopon adawo muti nti obi ani agim dem eso ani ade se abasoba omo dia man ni nshira won kagu yeso se exams makagu yeso so ni aso
na yademo ko the National Insurance Commission wamne UNDP akon ho abomu a wode insurance chef fro aba na sanhye we no ebeboa womo aye adwuma nkitenkete ewo memu bodua enwuma afei womo mo nkrase eni akwiafo nyina won de ho hyemu a ebetimi aboa womo
NIC no emremu etwemu na product ayeye no na product aseye ma companies ni organizations and now omo asebi omo nsemu bibi wo mu kakra na chese de na e wose ye ma normal people like you and I and informal sector no na yentimi enya product a support omo eno nso no na enya ye fault un say de ye sua ye no na ye de ye adwuma nti eya na ye try kran say ye be ye de be support informal sector na enya de etimi support omo ye nti ye tu anamon say sa na be ye de yen sheda we should be intentional yen sheda ni yen hwese ni ye betimi aboa nti ye a number of things we ye baako we ne say ye fa emabunu younger ones no say omumra no mundwin na omun use technology no mun hwese ni a ombetimi aye product a sebio informal sector no ebetimi arechi omu na apart from that no eye product a ebeso ebeboa omu ebeye omu de support omu ankasa enya de ye sua wo book mu na ye de aye ewechire no de sua ye na ye na adwuma mum yetimi aboa yetimi attach lives we've made differences but we de ye feel say ebeboa informal sector and also raise the financial provision for the ordinary person. Senior government we are doing resetting of the economy. Na wo hwɛ government agenda ba ko ahia ne pa agriculture. Enti yenso ya adwen say yenso ye agricultural product manaboa. Ye bi mum but ne ye kire ne say ne boarding kakra ema omo. Enti ya na ye den ma wo mo enti no ya set up committee ye pese ye create funding. Ya beboa mo nti se otua senka insurance ye 2 cedis na fund na bia na afa 1 cedi na ono nso no farmer no nso ayeden afa 1 cedi because enyina yet we se farmer na anya adwuma ye nidi na omo nso kra na do so wo ye mu enti se ye kase ye boa na ya support Ghana na Ghana etumpo na ye ntimi an support farmers nsene president pese ye na echese ya amoa.
Mastercard Foundation and afesu upon ahodoa my Ghana mu akabum edi dwumadie bi abaye friend in Kabum Collaborative na mo chem se sa dwumadie sronkun ebetimi aboa ama mabunu dodo na etimi aye dwuma na bra dwumadie ne ekoso ene na Vice Chancellor ono Eneda University of Ghana ano eye nana aba apia ekasa na chem se sa dwumadie ebetimi aboa ama matimi abie enwuma be empemnum na afei enwuma ahodoa be empemiensa ama mmabunu
ye hwe se yebetimi enam sa kwanyan so ebebie enwuma 3000 enterprises and 5,000 youth will get employment and only you need that so you dey to ye so for the next 10 years ade ya pese ye no how do you achieve that na ye pese ye ne say ye be boa emabun no na ya kyerɛkyerɛ omo kwan ya fa so a enye sika fi kuayem enye sika fi food systems mu because enye ne ya ne say wakakopa asase na wo ye emna obeka se wudua ade no ukọ ba bi fufura se ne omo ye no ade no obedua no kra ansa no obedua no na obi atodada ade no ye wo ho nimde ntia no ye pese ye kyerɛ omo na afi se bia waye product fufuro bi na pese o market na kodwa so a how do you take it to market? And we know I was here the chere.
Kabum Collaborative, it's I call it an all-inclusive program because the program is aimed at educating. Provided talked about the PhD programs as well as the short courses. It's about access and success, and so we're looking out especially at women, also with displaced persons, and then persons with disability. And then there's the entrepreneurship aspect of it. And so we are not just concerned with training students, but we are also concerned with what happens after they have been trained. So it's a whole process, if you like, from start to finish, and it is focused on nutrition and agri-food systems. As you know, agriculture is an important part of our economy. It employs more than half of the working population. Yet there is still a lot to be done in this area, as we heard from our keynote speaker. So the University of Ghana, through the Kabum Collaborative, is positioning itself to train people and prepare them for work within the agri-business area.
Abusafo ebe dani ho age aboafo nkrato efa tosumienu ye ba kasebo no beto amoso. Abusafo edamase semanya bre ni adaje atwe yetoa kase ebono so.
Yetoa so anedemo kokura ye frɛ no Millennium City. Eno ewo Gomua East. Mensino emu ewo mfimfin mantem no emu. Na empenfo ewo Millennium City. Wama transia ho se nsuo etoi eyirifa omanfo niema adan a saa babi nsuo to abefa ekwan mu no na nipa bi abɔ nantwie buo bebre eho no mo eno nam so ema Gomua East NADMO director onumunyamfo Hassan Hamidu one Gomua East Assembly Task Force wama to ho agumonten so ama saa nantwie buo nyina wama kobu agu na nsenchoni Jacob Kubi ekopi mu dwumadi no ase
yewo ho na Yesu krom ha Gomua Yesu krom Gomua Yesu krom omo cho letters bebre aba cha assembly say ebi mu abloko ekwan no a omo de aye na ntwibuo a areas no kra obi intimate nas so any engineers no any environmental health na ba ha ye be mo first one the second one ya cho hu sa ya bre nti se na ya ti hu say papa no si onu de ombu yankasa yembebu ya ade nti onu wasesa ni na ntwe na akọ
So afọ no ena hwe nkuta hudie ensem so honorable Sam Nate George wakasa achre DSTV for say DSTV enhwe na omo tete ebo a omo eje no so enye sa omo contract no aban ebetwam.
As minister, my fidelity is to the Ghanaian people. I have had to act in the interest of the Ghanaian people. And I believe that the Ghanaian people have been fleeced and exploited for too long. I wrote back to the NCA on Monday and directed the NCA in that letter to suspend the broadcasting license of DSTV effective 7th of August 2025 if they fail to effect a reduction in their bundle prices. I cannot, as minister, serving the Ghanaian people, continue to watch what can best be described as plain stealing happening to the Ghanaian people. In my letter to them, I gave them scenarios from 7 markets that DSTV is operating in. The same content in the premium bouquet that is offered to Ghanaians for $83 equivalent is offered to Nigerians for $29 equivalent. How can anyone explain this price disparity to me? Enough of the mistreatment of the Ghanaian consumer. They either comply with the reduction, because in Nigeria, in the same time frame that they say the Ghanaian cedi has depreciated by 240%, the Nigerian naira has depreciated by 409%. If Nigerians are paying equivalent of $29, DSTV must charge same here in Ghana, or we will suspend their broadcasting license effective 7th of August 2025.
Na yedemo kukura ye freno atakura ekura kruyi eben offenso abofo wo offenso south mensino emu asante mantemu adehia wo ho echese atadwefo wa wonte asamde adan a na ensuo ho akwatwa mompa na ensuo ho aye den amom no munya nsupa ennom nanso sabri de odonfa ye wadom aye boho kama e de amom
Omanfo ye wa atakura ekura no ewo offenso abofo ewo offenso south koponi mu wasante mantam ha afei na abrewa ayi puma kwamu a wo enya boho asisi omba benya ensupa anom na wo himpon ye wo offenso na nadam na kenten otoso mienu wono ena de sadwin ba ye a ekuo bia enhye abanse nso efa ho eka abra wakasa wodwumadi a na omoda ne nsuo no ede ama omanfo no ena omanfo no ekiremu se Emre atwa munie ensu a na omonom no eye kirede nsuo na eye nsutene sansuo no omo ankasa di adanse se enye
bebe ni yesenso no ho nye kra emaye ne enemo nyina enana esa mo tietiem ame yakwasa benum na enye ono abehunu se ne ma nsu aye nom no daachi ede wo ha ne amane bebre beba na ono abetu pipe amaye nti ye di aseda epa de ma no
ya takura ne enim se yebenya bibi etisen nanso na dawroma
ene yenya yegyina enam e de aseda piesie e ma no na na behu ba bia na ye num nsuo no eye na sefem ye wo atakora ye sachirade nsuo no edafom eye nsu tene nanso opesia na enye ye ne mmoa enkraman ya na ntwie e na enum enu nti e na na ba ye de to anim ono so behu ya waye ade fefe sei e de amaye no ti ye dana se e na oma eto mpanyimfo a musumo beboa yi enti ye da mu nyina se
Yesu na ye numre de papa na ya de so mu na de nesa enya kura ntimi nya hwe dabu no bibia nkokɔ nyina fitugu nkokɔ nyina fitugu na nsuo no yakonom kura no a obi ba wo ba wotumi fansa efuma nipa koro ni so kɔ abofo kɔtɔ nsuo tina na anya ya dom ya wo badom ye de na asepa anya me hyira no
ne ye ni nsuo bi a ye num yensu na ye num no ye munye na kyerɛ de na so mu daade ensuo na munye ne nantwie mo nyina enum bibi ti ya ble yenya so pa ne nyame aboa ya na nanafo ba bi ensuo ama ye ne se ensuo yenya bi num a eda se dama nyakompon ne fa se dama adumfo mo
ensuo a yenya ide ye di se yakɔ heaven aba efise yenum bi da na yedana na ase ene enjifo mu nyina mo ase nyame hyira mo
enu akire kofa bayoda hope in Messiah Needy Foundation, Reverend Edu Buahin. Eche Musem.
Ye de beboa na nafeso mahine ne request se omun aha mobo. Nsuo no kra no. Omo se ati se dencham ewu. Nti ukomu a ehu. Ya je se e betra ho no bibiwu. Ana aboa ne bechi obi ne be ye ye boa ne ebo ho ban a de enumonyam ebe bakuri ene adwuma ene amanfo nta de Ghana edro no abanko antumi ye o man bia obokoso bia community no eboa won na abanso aboa won enti ye peso bia kanya no hu sa de na ye wo awodia na yenzo so kakra ye wo no na yatimi ede aba beboa
Eto akase abono so ana ekopim ewo ahafomantemu ekura ede konkontri so ewo esutifi south mensinimu eho na manfo eho atoto asre aban enkanka aban aso ya ehwe apomuden ensem so se chips compound eho no akade a doctor fo ne a nurse fo ede beye adwuma no ebi ni ho enti aban emeye omo emoa
babe bi chip compound bi ano ede ma konkontri mai ni ana bejira hala twa ahmem ni ebi regional minister dada o twam koyi o sheye bossa abroso a bosu pepepe e ga nurses ni dentists e my o ma sie hard se o bodo ro class o me ye adwuma na ayedi eji e adisede ana mi to yewra mama ni ama atu yewra DC ana wa sabre ani yewra ko reserve se o ma dawruma o ma bay o mo sia o mo yo enti na dey ya saba be gina yi min pese e be ko asaba biem na ade anya adwuma enti ya de sede na mo de to impanyfo yeni se ani mo ani mu ya o mo ma nurses any doctors no mo ma start adwuma
chief compound na yembie ne de anyanso so boni pa makuru yi because obi pra ye me kase me akuani betime pra bebre nsu pra ka oba ada se edu be kwa atwensu a edu kwa atwensu so na se yantimi de agise ye refer ko hwidiem
so ini computer ba ko pra ho no ndi se sinti se edu se sua ICT pra ana sua science be de ko computer mu a ntimi ensu ana ye mpoma na ye gate ni na so assess yetuma eto da ebe na we for ne nipa bone for ne bi abanye ma basabasa wo ye school dem mu nti ma ye nyanso so de
nse won se me be director kwa kwhia se le sitie bia no acha busumi no ya ba bibie chip company ko control no amoma yi no ye tos bi so makosku mo enti ye ba
observe na hana kasebo ade be somo no ye demo AC na a pep student adaroma ne de kasebo yi ebrewo e ba to toothpaste di twiese no adoso na so papa ewo mu de e no ne pep student
Abusafo close up and I make campo at the amount close up and I yedi poyese your charcoal your pep students abusafo dem fanche pep students and I make campo at the amount pep students your mu hairby your mu charcoal and I your mofra at the ho obe pause and numre udidi so pause or channel pastor so pause so say chi enam ebe den wonum be hwama pep student hairby charcoal and bakono triple protection and I make come for the amount. Now, you want you fee Grossack Ventures, Grossack Adaroma, and the whole Etimia Fa, and then Ray Yede Abesomo. Now, per Grossack a check on David.
0244
I can come for Ray Abesomo, AMA, Kwame, Owusu, Edumine.